Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basic Monsters Game Day podcast. It's a Tuesday night special. We got Ravens and Cowboys. Right now, I mean, it's obviously this game is a little bit bigger for the Ravens than the Cowboys. I mean, although you never know in the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? You never know with the NFC East, and the Cowboys just might find themselves right back in it in a couple weeks if they can string together a couple wins. And the Ravens coming off of, I mean, yes, they were depleted. Should they look to the positives and, they hung with the Steelers even though they were depleted? Yes. But you are the 31st ranked offense and majority of the season. Lamar Jackson and the running back and those running backs, Ingram and I'm missing Dobbins, excuse me, have been in, and you're still the 31st ranked offense. It's something's got to give. You got to find an identity if you're the Ravens, and you need to get back to that run. And then, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the playmakers aren't there for the Ravens or what, but they need to put up some offense tonight, and they have the right team to do it against. The defense against for Dallas, isn't all that great.
No, not at all. That's been that from week one. Like, we saw this Dallas defense has come out and just like, who are these guys? And just they just Dak tried to save them in the beginning of the season. On track to throw for 6,000 yards, and they still coughing up, losses there for him, even with his effort. So, yeah, I mean the Ravens, I think, Lamar he's just a fourth running back at this point. He doesn't really throw it. There's not really many people to throw to outside of Andrews and Hollywood Brown, and that's if he throws to either of them.
I think you need to get those tight ends, like you had mentioned, those tight ends. You need to get those tight ends involved, and I mean It's just been a circus as far as offense goes for the Ravens. So, like you said, Lamar's just been limited to running back status as of right now. I'm not saying that it's his fault. Maybe it's a scheme. Maybe they need to go ahead and figure out how to move the pocket for Lamar and get him a guy open quick, similar to what Pittsburgh did.
Yeah, no, I mean they need to try something, and now it's a little too late, obviously, but they're. I don't know. I mean, like to me, I just like outside of Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, it's really. I mean, who else you got? Willie Snead, Duvernay. I mean, Duvernay's all right. I just don't think he gets the ball enough. But
if you have, let me go. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. Let me check the inactives.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what their offense just doesn't have a lot of weapons. Like everybody's just like, hey, we're happy with Lamar and we don't care about what else is around him. We're going to run it. We're going to try to run it down their throat. But, the thing that they're not doesn't seem like they thought about is that, hey, some people can stop our run. And then what do we do? So, I don't know. I mean, they may have success today just because Dallas is just so pitiful on defense. But it also may be a game for whatever reason, just like last night where, Dallas decides to play today and they put it on the Ravens.
Yeah, like you said, you never know. We seen what happened yesterday with Washington and Pittsburgh, and a lot of people for some reason, a lot of people didn't see that coming. And I'm like, well, I don't know how you did it with the way the defense has been playing and the way Alex Smith has just kept them in ball games, hasn't made costly mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And this Dallas team, you should know, knows that all too well. They took a knockout punch, damn near on Thursday night, Thanksgiving. 41-16 against Washington. So, Dallas needs a big time effort if they want to even keep pace in the NFC East that you and I know will definitely allow you, especially if you're a 3-8 team, to come back into it. Like, it's to me, it's never over until that last week in the East. And Dallas, like I said, You've played yourself out of it. You could. Who knows if you play yourself back? But you have to give yourself a chance, and it starts tonight.
Yeah, and Zeke is going to have to, run like the running back that he was paid to be. He's, Jerry Jones has called him out. And it's just like, we mentioned it earlier in the season where he just looks like he's out there to get a paycheck. He doesn't really look like he has a he really cares anymore. And I don't know if maybe that was some of it was with Dak going down, that he just kind of like, all right, just threw away the season, like, because he knows Andy Dalton ain't, he's nothing to be, he's not a great quarterback either. So I don't know, and maybe it's just Jerry's like his land down there, what kind of what he says, and maybe everyone started to get tired of it. It's just like when it rains, it pours, and it's torrential in Dallas right now. Like they got a lot to figure out because they still haven't paid Zach. Dak.
I would expect the anger in Dallas or the frustration as Dallas is matched of that of the Chicago Bears fans right now. Like that, we could go ahead and just console each other with the mistakes our franchises, the franchise that fans cheer for, the mistakes that they made throughout the years. And for me, right now, I feel like Dallas is in a place where you got big decisions coming up. Yeah, big time decisions coming up. You got to make sure. Look, if I'm Dallas, you throw everything at Dak. You give him the keys to the castle. I don't give it like he obviously was the reason you got out. You were the number one offense for a while. He was putting up epic numbers in the first few weeks, and you see how far that offense has fallen without him. You become a passing team, and without a passer, you're not there anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're not there. Right. So you got to become a running team, and Dallas right now is. Look, I'm not saying playoffs is for sure for them, but they got to scrap and fight. Like they still got to show something. Just like I said with the Bears, when you got teams like this that are like pretty much out of it, or they got very, very, very slim chances of making the playoffs, you have to look for the guys that want to be there for next year. You got to look for those guys. It's not necessarily like a total team silver lining, but you have to look for your individual players, maybe your individual units that are showing you something to take into the next year. But right now, like I said, it's the East, and they're only separated by a little bit, and who knows what happens in these next couple of weeks with New York and with Washington. So just keep playing. If I'm Dallas, just keep playing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's like exactly what you said. With the guys to see who wants to be there. But the problem is with Dallas, they have guys that want to be there, but the guys can't stay on the field. So
yeah.
That's great. Sometimes just wanting to be there is great, but if you can't help me out, what good are you? So that's talking
about the guys that are on the field.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are starters, but they can't stay healthy. I'm talking about Van Der Esch. I'm talking about Lee. Let's move on and get some guys that are durable that can actually stay out there and help your defense.
The Sean Lee thing is just it's enough. That's enough.
The what is?
The Sean Lee.
Oh yeah. No, that shouldn't need
like he's taking up a roster spot at this point. Like
right, and a lot of money.
A lot of money, a roster spot. He can't stay on the field. It's like a boat. You're throwing money into a black hole. Like Sean Lee is just eating up cap space. He's just eating it up. So for me, like you got to move on. Like you're absolutely right, Luke. You got to move on from players like that.
Yeah, and I mean on paper this season, everybody thought, okay, here we go. This is Dallas. Dallas is going to have a stellar defense, and then they all got out there, and it was like one game, first game, one of them was down. Then they're like 2 games later, boom, second one's down, and it just started a trend of just people just hitting the deck over there, like they were listening to Drowning Pool all day. But they're in trouble. Here's the other thing: if you don't want to give Dak the money, then that you're just adding more problems to a already growing list.
No, for sure. And to me, it's like nothing is better when Dallas is down. But like enough's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like enough's enough. Like let's look at it as if we were to take a job in Dallas, right?
Right.
If we were fans. So that's how I want. That's how I sometimes look at things. But majority of the time, it's fun to make fun of other teams. But either way, and my team as well. Like my team's not doing any better. But
my team barely is.
Yeah, right. But looking at the Ravens, this is a must-win. You have if you expect to make a push, if you expect to stay in the hunt, if you will, this is a team you got to knock down. The Dallas Cowboys are 3-8. You guys are fighting within that division still. Even though you have Pittsburgh and Cleveland, you still have to fight. I believe Baltimore still has Cleveland one more time at the end of the year. So hey. if Cleveland takes a couple L's, if you get on a roll, who knows what might happen? But you need to fight. I mean, I could see the Ravens fighting for that last, that special wild card spot that they put in there. But that's not. I mean, it's not good enough for me. You still got to win. You got to win. That shouldn't be the goal. You should still shoot to try to get the best spot you can in your division. If not, I mean, I don't think you're going to win it with Pittsburgh right now. But you should still try to get that number 2 seed in the division. I mean, that it'll just give your team a boost, and you'll know exactly. Like if you could do that, if you could string together a couple wins, I think Baltimore going into the playoffs could be a dangerous team because they can control the ball and they play good defense.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody in this division except for the Steelers is like I'm just gonna use last week for instance. Baker Mayfield goes off now, and then you'll watch Baker Mayfield next weekend, and he'll just completely shit the bed. That's what he does. They go. He has a big game, then he drops a game. He has a big game, he drops a game.
Defense is them in everything. Yeah. That defense is real. Like I think that defense for the Browns is really really good.
No, the problem with Baker is he's the one that kills you. It's not the defense giving up points. It's Baker throwing picks and letting the other team's offense back on the field. That's the problem. And then, like I said, obviously Cincinnati, which now that Burrow's gone, Cincinnati was an up and down, and then beating some teams here just kind of made you open your eyes a little bit. And then you got the Ravens, and they're kind of like all off. They have a couple good games, and then bam, they're down in the basement for a couple. So. If you're the Ravens, you have to continue to fight because, like I said, Cleveland could very well lose every game the rest of the season. Who knows? But that's only going to benefit you and increase your chances of getting into that last playoff spot.
As long as the Browns keep running the ball with Chubb and I think they're A-okay. But I understand what you're saying. To trust Baker fully in the playoffs against top-notch defenses. I mean, I think that'll be a little foolish. I think that'd be foolish. You'd have to get that running game going if you're Cleveland.
It's got to be. Yeah, you got to be putting up like 150, 200.
Honestly, that running game, the line and the running back, that MVP, that's give them every accolade you possibly can because they are just carrying that team. To be honest with you,
right?
That running game and that defense, man, they are. It's the same thing, and honestly, they can hit you over the top because Baker does have a strong arm. So they'll be scary in the playoffs if they could, they could just keep the course, and they end up beating Baltimore at the end of the season. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be fun in both divisions. It's going to be a fun race. But like I said, we'll see.
Yeah, like I said, I look forward to it. I'm interested in. I'm looking forward to this new playoff. Setup they got going on. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be some teams. I think the good thing about it is I think it allows some other teams to get in. Then, like you said, you only got to get hot for 3-4 games. And, like that could happen. We've seen that in the NFL happen. We've those Giants that beat the Patriots. We saw it happen there.
Look at the Titans.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of teams get hot late. So I'm really interested in looking forward to seeing how this playoff this playoff race breaks down.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's slow down real quick. Give me your prediction.
Oh God. I don't know what I'm loathing more about this pick: Baltimore's offense or Dallas's defense. I'll go Dallas 17, Baltimore 10.
Dallas, huh?
Yeah.
That's a shocker.
Yeah.
Part of me, you know what? I think we're gonna. Let's go. I'll go with the Stars. I'll go with the Stars too. I'll go with the Cowboys. I'll go with the Cowboys 23, Ravens 17.
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely doable. There's a lot of people that are upset about that game last night where the Washington beat the Steelers, but they didn't catch it. Alex Smith got away with one, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, that was a great game, though. That was a great game.
Oh, yeah, no, for 100%. The way they fought back was you can't be mad at that.
This one looks like it's going to be – I feel like it's going to be a good game. You got a bad offense versus a bad defense, but it's not terrible. Like, it's
right.
not atrocious. It's just they have holes that are clear.
Yeah,
But
and your front four got to help you out. Like
exactly.
if the front four could get to Lamar, the secondary will be fine.
Exactly. But like I said, it's going to be a big matchup tonight. For Baltimore, it's a little more. Like I said, they're really in contention with the Cowboys. You're like, yeah, but no, but it's the East. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who knows? All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap things up. I want to get to the game. I actually want to get a drink before I get to the game. This has been the Basement Monsters podcast on SportsZone Chicago. I'm Ivan Vargas, and that's Luke Nettles. We will see you at the half of the Cowboys and the Ravens.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TIXBLITZ.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.